Good morning and welcome to your daily morning horoscope for Thursday, October 16, 2025, Aries. Expect to hear some great news today. Some distant relatives may call you to say that they're coming for a visit, or you could find out about a trip that you and your family will take in the near future. Your spirit soar with the news and you spread your excitement and positive spirit to anyone else who'll be on board. Taurus, you have a keen mind and you're thirsty for knowledge. A recent accomplishment may make you look for the next challenge. Consider looking for your hobbies for the next big thing in your life. The little side projects that you enjoy working on could lead you to a new field. You're especially suited for research-oriented fields, so you're bound to be successful. Gemini, you may be feeling nostalgic for old friends and faraway family. Even if you haven't spoken to them in a long while, pick up the phone and call them. All signs indicate that everyone you talk to today will be very glad to hear from you. You'll be surprised by how much you have in common, and the conversation picks up right there, so you could make some long-term memories. Cancer, with the current aspects, you can expect positive job changes. You've worked hard these past few months and have made exceptional contributions. Don't be surprised if you get rewarded with recognition, raise, or a promotion. Go out and celebrate with friends tonight. You deserve a night on the town. Nothing would give you more pleasure than treating your loved ones with the care they deserve. Leo, take care that you don't exhaust yourself. You could be doing too much for others right now. Your kind heart and generous nature often have you saying yes to requests when you should be refusing it. Today, you might want to rethink any obligations. Think of it this way. You're not saying no to someone else. You're actually saying yes to yourself. Virgo, today you hit the ground running. You're happy, energetic, and optimistic. You feel love for all mankind. Don't be surprised if this brings new people into your life. You can't blame them for wanting to be around you. You're looking as good as you feel. You can feel the eyes following you as you walk down the street, and everyone is giving you that attention. Libra, you're a traditionalist at heart and happy to do the same thing every year in and out. Your partner could be tired of the old routine. Today, your friend may want you to do things differently. There's no need to be traumatized by this change. You might discover some new traditions that you could add to your old repertoire. Be flexible. You won't regret keeping an open mind. Scorpio, the love you feel for everyone today draws new people into your orbit. You're in love with all, even people who don't stand you. If you're in sales as a field or that puts you in contact with many people, you can expect extraordinary success. People will do whatever it takes and pay any amount of money to connect with you. This applies to your personal life as well. Sagittarius, you have a gentle way of expressing yourself to your loved ones. It isn't your style to make a grand gesture with extravagant gifts. You prefer to spend quality time together, talking and cuddling. Today you may be in an unusually romantic mood and confess the depth of your feelings. This will have just the effect that you hope for on the person's intended. Capricorn, you may be expecting some visitors. Happy as you are about this, you may be feeling overwhelmed by what remains to be done. Pace yourself. These friends are coming to see you, not check under the bed for dust bunnies. It's more important to enjoy their company than stress out about the housekeeping matters. Leave some time to relax so you'll be refreshed for their visit. Aquarius, your energy level is at an all-time high, so you may work harder than usual. You could be inspired to work around the house, cleaning, repairing, and straightening up. Visitors may drop by unexpectedly this evening. Even though you weren't planning to have company for dinner, the house is in good shape and you played a host beautifully. Pisces, a shift in responsibilities may be needed at home. You or a partner may need more help with household tasks or want to abdicate responsibility for all the daily errands. Everyday chores can stress even the happiest of families. Try to work together to devise a plan that allows you to get everything done and still enjoy the fun together. This has been your daily morning horoscope for Thursday, 16th October 2025. Do have yourself a great and wonderful day.
I'm about to ruffle up some feathers under the bolly tree. Well, you don't know why I'm talking about, Lucian. Grenada call the calabash tree bolly. That is how we just call it, a bolly tree. So I'm under a bolly tree. That's significant to me because I'm also a Rasta baby. And my father used to carve out these things. You understand? I'd say I go try to learn, but myself. Anyways, it's Creole month. Let's see what our news department has got for us.
Good morning. It's Thursday. Time now for the news. My name is Timothy Polion. The Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ, has dismissed an appeal brought by Mr. Alan Chasney against the Comptroller of Customs, ruling that the legal challenge was legally misconceived. The judgment concerned an appeal brought by the former Prime Minister challenging the withdrawal of customs violation proceedings against the current Deputy Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Dr. Ernest Hilaire. The court found that the participation of lawyers from the Director of Public Prosecution's Office in the case did not mean the DPP had officially taken over the prosecution, as the DPP himself had never made such a claim. The CCJ's judgment was delivered by Honorable Mr. Justice Chile Obiyi Osiji.
We note that the DPP himself had never claimed to have taken over the matter. We further hold that pursuant to Section 73, subsection 4 of the Constitution, only the DPP has exclusive authority to withdraw or discontinue criminal proceedings on his own.
The CCJ's judgment hinged on a key legal principle. It stated that once the magistrate granted leave to withdraw the case, the Comptroller's initial decision to withdraw merged into the magistrate's judicial decision. According to the doctrine of merger, the only decision open to challenge was the magistrate's, not the Comptroller's. Since Chasney did not challenge the magistrate's decision, his attempt to seek a judicial review of the Comptroller's action was invalid.
Accordingly, once the magistrate granted leave to withdraw, the Comptroller's bureaucratic decision to withdraw the prosecution merged into the magistrate's judicial decision. And according to the doctrine of merger, the only decision that is open to challenge is the magistrate's decision, not the Comptroller's antecedent step. Since no challenge was brought against the magistrate's decision, judicial review of the Comptroller's decision was legally misconceived. Further to the disposition of the appeal on the merits, it was considered important to underscore the need for clarity when the DPP assumes control of a prosecution. Recommendations in that regard include formal written communication, public notice, and reflection of the change in the style of cause.
The court dismissed the appeal and made no order as to costs. In its ruling, the CCJ also recommended clearer procedures, such as formal written communication, for when the DPP assumes control of a prosecution to avoid future confusion. The judgment was unanimous. The St. Lucia Labour Party's endorsed candidate for Choiseul Saltibus, Keithson Charles, says his campaign is rooted in service, community empowerment, and opportunities for young people.
It's been a lot of moments when you have a neighbor in distress. At work, where I worked with Lucelec, you have a lot of persons who struggle with their bills, and helping them and seeing their situation, you know, even if you have to take from your own to help them. And you realize that, you know, there is so much that you can do if your heart is in the right place. And you want to see people do better. You want to see your community, the people around you do better. So you really and truly have this passion going into politics. You know, I think that's the real reason why anyone should go into community service.
Mr. Charles has also shared his vision for transforming his constituency through investment, infrastructure, and culture. We continue the broadcast with news that Sanders Grand St. Lucian Spa and Beach Resort put health first this week, turning the spotlight on staff wellness with its annual health fair. From BMI checks to nutrition tips, the event, part of the resort's breast cancer awareness campaign, encouraged team members to prioritize their health while building camaraderie and boosting morale.
This health fair is bigger and better, I would say, because we have much more services presented to the team members. For example, we have the prostate exam, we have pap smear, as well as self-testing, breast examinations, we have mental health, we have substance abuse, we even have, doing the HIV and syphilis testing, so we have quite a lot, and sex education.
Staff are also able to do body mass index checks, vision tests, and get nutritional advice. Julian says that the resort places emphasis on work-life balance for staff just as much as it focuses on productivity. As the world marks International Day of Rural Women, local NGO Helen's Daughters is shining a spotlight on the women who feed the nation. With women making up more than 60% of the agricultural workforce in the Caribbean, the organization is calling for greater recognition and investment in rural women, the backbone of regional food security.
We were, I think, one of the first organizations to actually have a visible celebration of the day a few years ago. While we have transitioned to opening up our services to women in both rural and peri-urban spaces, we don't forget our roots. Majority of our women are still very much part of the rural fabric of our communities. So it's a big day for us. And of course, it just happens that International Rural Women's Day is the day before World Food Day.
Karu Afrifa is encouraging the public to take a moment to thank female farmers for their vital role in ensuring food security. She also outlined Helen's Daughters flagship program and invites the public to participate in upcoming activities. With World Food Day being celebrated tomorrow, the organization will focus on promoting natural eating and resilience within the agricultural sector. That's the news. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Our next news major is at noon, the Lunchtime Report. I'm Timothy Polio. Good morning.
Thanks, guys. We're going to take a break and come right back. We are still in the month of October, and we had the honor and the privilege of connecting with a wonderful young lady. She's a cancer survivor, a breast cancer survivor, but she's also the author of Shades of Pink. So I am here and I am joined by this remarkable woman, Jennifer Joseph. Some people call her Margaret as well. So she's like me. She's got multiple names, people, but Jennifer is the one that is more prevalent to a lot. Jennifer, I am so happy that you've accepted our invitation to join us, especially in the month of October. Where it's a vital time, and you are just adding to our purpose of keeping and maintaining the awareness and the information as well. So thank you very much for playing your part and joining us here this morning.
Thank you for having me. Good morning to everyone.
Wonderful. Now, you are a survivor. You are a survivor, breast cancer survivor. And you also is coming from a background of psychology, for want of a better term, or mental health is something that is very close and dear to you. You've been in that field for a large number of years of your life and career, and having had your own experience, and now we're going to talk about the publication, which you also have, the Shades of Pink. In that journey, dealing with that journey, and you have identified and you have zeroed in on something that is probably missed in the conversation when we are dealing with the conversation surrounding cancer, which is the mental health impact that the cancer could have on the patient and also on the caregivers. So we want to spend some time. First off, you could just walk us through your journey and when it is that you decided that you had to make this a thing and go into the publication of a book to ensure that persons understand or make the correlation or no longer ignore that part of it when we're discussing cancer.
Okay. My story started with one Sunday afternoon. I was just casually sitting and discovered the lump. So it wasn't going to a doctor or anything. And I took it on my own to go get the mammogram done. And it was suspicious and did further testing, and it was confirmed that it was
Cancerous.
Indeed cancerous. But from the time you discover something wrong in your body, whether it's confirmed or not, the wheels are beginning to turn in your head. So mentally, it begins to have a toll on you. Mm-hmm. You worry, you're anxious as to whether the results is going to be positive or negative. And then when the results come, you have a whole different set of emotions that you go through. Especially you're waiting for the results for the staging, and that will determine your number of years you have left to live. So you begin to think of end of life issues, and all these feelings are concentrated in a relatively short period of time. And what I found is that, especially as Caribbean women, everybody think that women are strong and we can do everything, we can manage everything, but not knowing that there are times when our strength is challenged. And this is one of the times I felt that my strength as a woman was challenged, because in life you play multiple roles. You're an employee, you are a mother, you have to supervise homework, you have to pay mortgage, you have some multiple roles. And how would that, at least brief break from your life or break from your life, interrupt your responsibilities as an adult and as a woman?
Wow. And then you went through your whole, it's been almost 11 years now.
Yeah.
But you even spoke then, even then, coming out of it 11 years, but there's always that constant anxiety every time you go for a checkup, every time you still are, once you've been diagnosed at some point in time, there is always that hovering over your head again, which can add to some mental strain on the individual.
Yeah.
Wow. So let's talk about the birthing of the book, Shades of Pink. This is definitely the psychosocial impact of breast cancer. And it's now available on Amazon in the hard copy, in soft copy, Kindle form. You putting that publication together was designed to do what? To achieve what?
It was designed to not necessarily tell my story, but to create awareness of the non-physical, the non-medical part of the disease, and which I think is oftentimes overlooked. People are saying, okay, come on, you're going to get through this. You people try to help you. But not knowing that sometimes you have a different self as a human being. So to bring more attention, so that not just the individual, but those who surround her, those who want to support her, those who in her work environment, and people who maybe just thinking of supporting or even advocating for better services, better care for people with a breast cancer or any cancer diagnosis for that matter.
Oh, wonderful. No, we don't want to dissect the book or anything of that sort. We would like people to go in and actually, get a copy, get a hold of it themselves. So like I mentioned, it's on Amazon. Where else can we get it?
I will be coming to St. Lucia at some point. I've already been invited by one of the cancer organizations to have an event, and I plan to donate books to these organizations, so that especially people who are first-time diagnosed, they can see, okay, it can help them to understand the journey ahead and to prepare themselves better to ensure that if you had never thought of having, a counselor or mental health services, this is really a good time to start off.
Cultural preservation. We've been hearing a lot of that term lately, but the action that goes with the term is what interests me. And the Cultural Development Foundation, Ryan connected with us to let us know exactly how it is that they are playing their part in ensuring that that happens. I'm here with Ryan Jermaine, communications from the Cultural Development Foundation, and of course, the morning show. And the Cultural Development Foundation has got a real nice thing going on because it's vital, it's crucial for us to continue to assist and support the mission of the Cultural Development Foundation, because it is definitely part of, if we want to talk about cultural preservation, cultural moving forward and ensuring that our culture continue to thrive, we certainly need to be on board. Every man, hands on deck to ensure that we see this happen. So the morning show has dedicated itself to ensuring that we follow what happens at the Cultural Development Foundation. We are in the month of October. It's Creole Heritage Month. A lot is happening under the banner of the Cultural Development Foundation. And of course, you'll see things all over the place, but we wanted to zero in because we have two major flower festivals. La Margueriet is the one that we recognize within this time of year. And the Cultural Development Foundation has decided to really and truly hone in on the preservation and the growth and the sustainability of the Flower Festival. And that being said, Ryan, I know that we are now looking into some partnership where, facilitators are being engaged, school kids are being engaged. And these are the kind of things when we talk about the preservation, because when our children understand the connection to the things, then they grow with it. And then they pass it on to their children. That's what we talk about, continuity. So, Ryan, what are some of the things we can look forward to under that banner?
Well, first of all, as I would like to just echo your sentiments that the Cultural Development Foundation is putting forward the focus on Creole heritage, cultural preservation, cultural legacy. And I believe one of the great aspects of cultural legacy and cultural transmission is during Moi Heritage Creole, which is Creole Heritage Month in October. And of course, with the inclusion of all the other activities, we are celebrating La Margueriet, which is one of the national flower festivals. We're the only country in the entire world to have two national flowers, one red and one blue. So this month is the month of the blue flower, La Margueriet. And we are really happy that we get the opportunity not only to go through a new community every year to show what the community has and bring forward that what you call community tourism aspect, but also to include the young people in the cultural legacy. Fortunately, La Margueriet falls in October, falls within the school year, unlike La Rose, sorry. But it's a great thing when you have young people included, especially in the church service, in the presentations, and especially right now, we have facilitators. The CDF has taken an initiative this year to contract and to engage facilitators that are skilled in theater, that are skilled in doing skits, and skilled that are in acting, to go out to those cultural groups like the Margueriet groups and facilitate a refined presentation that will be shown on La Margueriet Flower Festival, the 17th, where they have the quartet. Also, the same thing goes for schools, where they went to the schools as well, and they participated and showed the kids how to get involved. Even though they were, and I've seen some pictures of facilitators teaching kids how to be maybe one of the soldiers, okay, or the judge, or the priest, or the prince or princess. So, and then passing on that cultural understanding. And that happened in the evening, not only during school time, but in the evening in their community. So we will see those young people, young St. Lucians, involved in the church service, in the parade, and passing on that understanding they got from the facilitators. So it's actually a great initiative that the CDF is actually engaging creatives, that orange economy, getting them engaged, giving them some kind of remuneration for that. Two, we're doing cultural legacy, cultural building, cultural preservation, and we're keeping that tradition of St. Lucian culture alive. Absolutely. So it's all part of Creole Heritage Month. We really hope that the kids come out. From my understanding, we're going to have 5 to 7 schools be at the church service and the parade, and they will be in the presentation as well. And of course, we have about 7 La Margueriet groups. So it's going to be a dynamic, brilliant,
it's a fusion
of blue and purple, okay? Do not wear red if you come into the festival in Dennery, La Richou's Dennery. Do not wear red, wear blue, purple, or white. Right. And to everyone in St. Lucia and in the diaspora, vive La Margueriet!
Was born with a gift like me to just stand up and brag and bit your mouth. You understand? So for those who needs a little assistance, a little confidence in presenting into leadership and all of that, well, we have the Toastmasters, and the Toastmasters have been very active. As a matter of fact, Toastmasters International will be celebrating their 101 year in existence. That's how long they've been here, helping persons to gain their confidence in presenting and speaking and leadership. And they're having something. They're having something coming up very soon. Let's find out some more. I'm here with Chanel. Chanel is the Vice President of the Public Service Toastmasters Club.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Vice President,
Vice
Public
President,
Relations.
Public Relations. That is the
Yes.
part of the Toastmasters Club. The Toastmasters Club. Which
Yes.
one? Public Service
Public
Toastmasters.
Service Toastmasters
Listen,
Club.
they're always stringing me all wrong with this. Tell me about it yourself. When did you join this now?
I've been in Toastmasters for nearly 10 years. And this year, for our elections, I became the Vice President, Public Relations in July. Yeah, so from July.
Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that. Well, you have to be doing good things for them to give you that position.
Yes.
You understand? But you guys are celebrating, and now we know we're going into celebration, big celebration about to happen. But you know what? I want persons to have an appreciation for what it is that Toastmaster, because we say, oh, okay, we're celebrating and we bring in this information to you guys. But from a personal standpoint, how has Toastmasters transformed your life? Because that's what it does, yeah?
Of course, it has made me a better person in terms of learning to be confident when I speak in front of a crowd, also my communication and leadership skills. So it has helped me in these areas.
Right. So tell me before, what we are dealing with, you know, what we're dealing
The
with, a
celebration?
Timu and a no knocking, I just wear Timu. But I'm just saying, like, you know, in terms of the transformation that happened with you, and you're speaking to me as confident as can be. Before you started Toastmasters, what a conversation like that would have been like.
I don't think it would
It would
happen.
happen?
Because being a Toastmaster, you still get the nerves. I mean,
Yeah.
I had the nerves before, but it helps you to cope with it.
Absolutely.
So when you start speaking, you just have to
Speak,
go,
man.
don't
You
stop.
speak.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yes.
Wonderful. So from your experience now, what would you say now that Toastmasters is celebrating their 100, the celebration is on? What would you say? Do you recommend persons who were like you before, had that intimidation when it comes to public speaking, when it comes to expression, and seeing what it did for you? How would you encourage persons out there, and why should everybody at some point in time get involved?
I believe that you should give yourself the gift of self-development. I believe that we want to get somewhere in life, and the first thing to basically start with is your communication and your leadership, because you need it in every profession. Absolutely. So once you have that mastered or controlled, then you'll be well on your way. So I would encourage to use Toastmasters as your platform to practice, because that's what we do at the meetings. We run a meeting, we practice the speaking, we practice the roles, so you can use that as a start.
Right. Before you started, what prompted you to start? Before you started, how did you know you wanted to do that? Because there's a lot of people out there. We're trying to get them to understand this master tool here is available. And they might be sitting out there not understanding that this exists. And maybe this is something we should look at now, because they're probably not even thinking. What were you thinking at the time? When you got involved, how did you get involved? What prompted you to get involved?
Well, it was me.
Yes.
I wanted to be able to stand in front of a crowd and know what to say.
Right.
Because sometimes you're not shy to stand in front of the crowd, but what will I see?
Yes.
So I believe Toastmasters prepares you for that, because we also practice our impromptu speaking, where we ask a question and you speak off the cuff.
I think that is the one that scared me off. But the celebration right now is coming up. What are some of the things that you have planned for that as well?
Well, October is a very busy month for us. Toastmasters International is celebrating its 101 anniversary this month. So Toastmasters was founded in 1924. So we are celebrating worldwide. There's always something to celebrate about, and Toastmasters has evolved a lot throughout the years, and many persons in higher positions has passed through the program. So there's a lot to celebrate. And we are also into the Creole vibes. So we have a Creole infused meeting on the 21st of October at the Kiddies Head Start preschool grounds from 5:30 p.m. So we try to incorporate our culture. Was it Lagage Mamano? We try to incorporate the Creole vibe. We have the food. Our meeting will be in the Creole language, because we're bilingual. So we want to put that Creole language out there, and also the English. So there's a lot of Creole vibe. So we invite you, bring a friend, come over and see what a Creole themed meeting is like.
And that's what date again?
The 21st of October from 5:30 p.m. at the Kiddies Head Start grounds behind the Cultural Center.
Look at you, all confident and all. Well, you give it up for Toastmasters. You see how she put on there like a pro, like a real pro. And that is compliments of Toastmasters. Happy anniversary to Toastmasters International, and of course to the Toastmasters on the island. Happy anniversary. Well, we go into Toastmasters, right? We go into the Creole thing. If is it that you come for the Creole or you come for the food, whichever way. You get to decide what I'm going to be there for. Anyways, guys, that's our show. Another awesome day. We're wrapping up in your company, and we do appreciate it to the fullest. Enjoy your day, the rest of it, and let's do this again tomorrow, right here for another DBS This Morning.